Here we have the Tank Museum's Cromwell Mark IV, although its technical name is Cruiser Mark 8 Cromwell A27M. Now there was also an A27L known as the Centaur, which I've done a video about previously. Now the Cromwell was the first really successful British tank. Altogether 4,016 variants were made, 3,066 were the Cromwell, 950 was Centaur, although it's confusing in that some of the Centaurs were actually converted to Cromwells later on by changing the engine, because this had the incredibly successful Rolls-Royce Meteor engine. Now the Meteor was a modification of the Merlin engine, famous for British aircraft production, and initially there wasn't enough capacity to create the engines that were needed. So the Meteor was originally created using shot-down aircraft engines that were then repaired and put into this. Now they had the supercharger removed so that it could use standard petrol, and they also had to reverse the direction of rotation to suit tank transmissions. But it actually gave 600 brake horsepower, giving a top speed of 40 miles an hour, incredibly high for the era. Although it was actually then fitted with a limiter on later marks because it was too powerful. And it was limited to, depending on which source you believe, 32 or 25 miles an hour on road and 18 cross country, mainly to stop the suspension being damaged. Now, it was first used in combat in June 1944. This example is painted up to represent the Polish 1st Armoured Division, in particular the 10th Polish Dragoons, complete with the Winged Hussar divisional insignia there. Now, it was an incredibly effective design. It was developed further because the general purpose gun on this, the QF 75mm, was reasonable, but it didn't have the capability to take out heavier German armour. As a result, there were a number of variants created. The Challenger, using an enlarged hull, which fitted a 17-pounder. The highly successful Comet with the 77.2 high velocity gun, and post-war the Charioteer, which wasn't quite so successful. Now it was used extensively in Western Europe. The 7th Armoured Division used it complete, while the other units used it just for recce.